Hello, friends. Today we are going to study Shakespeare's The Comedy of Errors. It's his shortest play and one of his most farcical comedy. Farce is a type of comedy which entertains the audience using the situations of extravagant and improbable. Farce derived from French word stuffing. He used slapstick method in this drama. Slapstick means style of humor involving exaggerative activities which is far from normal human activities. It has been performed on 20th December 1594 in Gray's Inn, one of the London's law schools. It was first printed in the first folio in 1623. This play has a resemblance of Manacme, which was written by Roman playwright Plautus. It also be called as twin Manacme. He described the rivalry between Syracuse and Ephesus. These are the characters of this play. The characters has been differentiated by places Ephesus and Syracuse. I have differentiated Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse using orange color throughout this video. Minor characters of this play: Solnius, he is the Duke of Ephesus. Aegeon, he is a merchant from Syracuse and father of Antipholus twins, as well as he is the husband of Abbess and also known as Emilia. Abbess, she is Emilia in Ephesus and she is the wife of Aegeon. This is one of the places of Ephesus. 4 characters represents Ephesus. Antipholus of Ephesus, he is a twin in Ephesus. Dromio of Ephesus, he is a servant of Antipholus. He is also a twin of Ephesus, which means he has a twin like Dromio with Antipholus of Syracuse. Adriana, she is a wife of Antipholus in Ephesus. Luciana, she is a sister of Adriana. This is one of the places of Syracuse. There are 2 characters from Syracuse. Antipholus of Syracuse, he is a twin in Syracuse and he travelled to Ephesus. And Dromio of Syracuse, he is a servant of Syracuse. He also travelled along with Antipholus of Syracuse to find their twins. These are the 2 minor characters in this play. Angelo is a goldsmith and Balthasar is a merchant. Act 1, Scene 1. Solnius, he is the Duke of Ephesus. He enters along with the jailer and Aegeon. Aegeon has arrived to Ephesus in search of his lost wife and a son in a shipwreck. There is a rivalry between 2 places, Ephesus and Syracuse. Both the cities pass a law of rivalry that any man approaches from enemy nation should pay 1,000 mark or they would sentence to death. As Aegeon doesn't have sufficient money, he should be sentenced to death. The Duke begs Aegeon for the reason for his visit to a rivalry land and he explains about the situation. Aegeon and his wife went to Epidum. His wife had a twin. Another woman in the same inn bore twins too. Aegeon purchased them to be the servants of their own sons. While they were returning to their hometown, their ship wrecked and it hit a rock and broken into 2 pieces. Emilia and his one twin son with a servant twin gone on the one piece. Aegeon spent 5 years in search of them at Greek islands and finally he reached Ephesus. After hearing all this situation, Duke advises Aegeon to beg money or else he will be sentenced to death. Act 1, Scene 2. Antipholus of Syracuse, servant of Dromio and a merchant of Ephesus enters the stage. The merchant is a friend of Antipholus and he advises them to be careful as one of the men from Syracuse has been arrested at this morning. Antipholus sends Dromio with the money to find a hotel for them to spend a night. He and his merchant friend promises to meet at 5 o'clock. Antipholus of Syracuse wants to find his lost brother. Antipholus has been waiting. Dromio of Ephesus arrives. Antipholus inquires about Rome. Dromio confuses and asks him to hurry for dinner as his wife is waiting for him. Antipholus starts to beat Dromio for his cheating of 1,000 marks. Dromio was very confused and he runs away. Act 2, Scene 1. Adriana and Luciana discusses about Antipholus of Ephesus. Adriana thinks he no longer loves Adriana and he should love another woman. Adriana suggests Luciana to marry a good man. At the time, Dromio of Ephesus arrives and describes about his master's strange behavior. Adriana orders Dromio to bring his master. Dromio fears about beating. Adriana starts to beat him, so he leaves. Adriana feels that she is no longer beautiful. That is the reason Antipholus of Ephesus is not visiting to the house. Act 2, Scene 2. Antipholus of Syracuse is waiting for Dromio of Syracuse. Antipholus scolds Dromio for his mean joke. Dromio confuses until his master starts to beat him. Dromio has no idea about his master's explanation and he thinks that his master is testing him. Later, they start having conversation about bald man and hair loss. Adriana and Luciana arrives. Adriana mistakes Antipholus of Syracuse as her husband, Antipholus of Ephesus. She accuses her that he must be cheating on him and asks why he doesn't visit the house. She accuses him that he must be cheating on her and asks why he doesn't visit the house with Dromio before. Dromio doesn't know her before, but Antipholus doesn't believe him and he thinks that he may be played the same game like before. Adriana orders Dromio to guard them and Antipholus enters the house for dinner. Act 3, Scene 1. Antipholus and Dromio of Ephesus with Angelo, a goldsmith, and Balthasar, the merchant. Antipholus orders Angelo to make a necklace for his wife Adriana. Dromio complains about his master's ill treatment before. Antipholus confuses and thinks Dromio must be a fool. They all together visit Antipholus of Ephesus' house. Dromio tells that door is locked. Dromio of Syracuse is guarding and he refuses to open the door. Antipholus of Ephesus inquires the reason and who are you? He replies that his name is Dromio, which confuses everyone. Nell, Adriana's kitchen maid, came out and she tells 3 men to go away. Adriana arrives and scolds them to go away without recognizing her own husband. Antipholus of Ephesus apologizes to Balthasar for the embarrassment. Antipholus orders Dromio to break the door, but Balthasar refuses that Antipholus is always nice to him and should give time for explanation. Antipholus orders Angelo to keep the necklace and he will give it to another woman to jealous his own wife. Act 3, Scene 2. At Adriana's house, Antipholus of Syracuse and Luciana are together. Luciana advises him to treat his wife well and stop thinking about another woman. Antipholus says he has no wife and starts to flirt with Luciana. Luciana is very shocked by his bad behavior and goes to find his sister. Dromio arrives and explains about the situation happening around. Antipholus sends Dromio to the harbor to find a ship to escape from Ephesus. After Dromio leaves, Angelo hands over the necklace of Antipholus of Syracuse and he mistakes him as Antipholus of Ephesus. He doesn't know the reason about the necklace, but he takes it anyway. And he plans to escape with Dromio from Ephesus because of too many strange things happening around him. Act 4, Scene 1. The second merchant, Angelo and an officer are at stage. Angelo gets money from second merchant to make necklace for Adriana. When merchant wants it back, he promises to repay the money he will receive from Antipholus of Ephesus. At the time, Antipholus and Dromio enters. He orders Dromio to bring rope before he meets Angelo. Angelo tells Antipholus to give the money to second merchant. Antipholus says that he doesn't have money, but his wife have money. She can pay for it once he delivers the necklace. Angelo confuses the chain with the Antipholus of Syracuse. The second merchant asks the officer to arrest Angelo. As per Angelo's accuses, he arrests Antipholus too. Dromio of Syracuse arrives to Antipholus of Ephesus and informs about the ship of Epidamnus. Antipholus is very furious about his servant's strange behavior and asks him to get money from his wife to free him from jail. Dromio of Syracuse confuses about his master's strange behaviors, but obeys his master's words anyways and returns to Adriana. Act 4, Scene 2. Adriana and Luciana discusses about the bad behavior of her husband and flirts with her own sister. Dromio of Syracuse arrives and demands money to free his master. Adriana gives money and worries about her husband even more. Act 4, Scene 3. Antipholus of Syracuse is wearing the necklace where Dromio of Syracuse arrives with the money. Antipholus confuses about this money but asks about the ship instead. The courtesan is a woman whom Antipholus of Ephesus plans to give the necklace. She sees the necklace around the neck of Antipholus of Syracuse and asks for it. Antipholus and Dromio of Syracuse escape from her, thinking that she is a devil. She is very furious because Antipholus of Ephesus has taken the ring from her, which is worth 40 decades, and promises for the necklace instead. So she goes to Adriana and tells that her husband has stolen her ring. Act 4, Scene 4. Antipholus of Ephesus is at jail when Dromio of Ephesus arrives with the rope. Antipholus is happy seeing his servant and he inquires about money. Dromio has no idea about what his master is talking about. Antipholus is furious and starts to beat Dromio. Adriana and Luciana and Dr. Pinch arrives. Adriana asks Pinch to exorcise the Satan from Antipholus. Antipholus and Dromio accuses them for not allowing inside the house, but they admit they are with them. Adriana asks about money to Dromio. He promises he doesn't have money, but rope for which his master sent for. He says that he witnesses with the god and the rope maker. Pinch thinks that he is mad and asks the officers to tie Dromio too. Adriana tells with the goldsmith and the courtesan. Suddenly, Antipholus of Syracuse and Dromio arrives. They fear and run away. Antipholus is ridiculous and wants to leave the place immediately. Act 5, Scene 1. Angelo and the second merchant sees Antipholus of Syracuse wearing the necklace, calls him a liar and demands money. Adriana tells Angelo to step back as her husband has gone mad. Dromio asks his master to run. Finally, they left and reaches the place of Abbess, Emilia. The abbess asks for the reason of the crowd. Adriana tells that Antipholus has become mad and he has affair with another woman. Adriana explains, but Abbess is furious and allowed her alone with the two men, even not her servant. Adriana and Luciana are upset and take this news to Duke. Duke arrives with Aegeon. Adriana begs Duke on her behalf. He calls Abbess to bring the two men. Antipholus of Ephesus and Dromio enters and explains about the ill treatment of her wife with evidence. The Duke calls for Abbess. Aegeon identifies his missing son, but Antipholus cannot. Abbess arrives with the two men and they call out Aegeon's name. Abbess confesses that she is Emilia, wife of Aegeon. The entire problem has been solved. Duke pardons Aegeon and Emilia. The twin identifies each other.
Thank you, friends. So far we have seen The Comedy of Errors. Next we will be seeing A Midsummer Night's Dream.